Welcome to the penultimate Pulseman!
Now we're going to Australia, which is already dangerous enough.
But we're going to be underwater partially, so that's even more dangerous. Well, technically less dangerous, but more dangerous in our case.
It's a weird choice. Like, Australia is such a diverse place. Geographically. Okay. It has many different ecosystems, and yet they're just underwater. You know, the entire rest of the world also has water.
Well, first off, you can't expect Pulseman to handle Australia proper. Like, seriously, just barely anybody can handle Australia proper. This is outside of his abilities.
I mean, they could have made a water place to Galapagos Islands or something. Or the Caribbean. But the Caribbean.
Yeah, because everybody.
Waves.
Exactly, everybody forgets it exists unless you need to make a Rastafarian reference.
Yep. Or that's it.
I mean, it's so weird how, just considering where we are, like, we're technically not involved in a lot of things, but because of that, when people like talk about the Caribbean, like, oh yeah, like we're sort of some sort of mystic kind of thing. As I said, unless we're talking about Rastafarianism.
Wait a second.
Or Cuba in relation to America. Or Haiti in relation to things just going wrong.
What is this still real life?
No, it's just a fantasy.
Yeah, but I'm not going to acknowledge that.
Come on! No, shut up! That was amazing! That was amazing! We're literally in an ocean! Come on!
Here's the thing. And this makes no sense. But I like cheesy jokes. There's some jokes that are so cheesy that they're so obvious that I'm thinking, I don't like it.
It was a twofold joke. It was great. It was thematic. It had a good meter. I didn't wait forever to do it. Also, this is classic Mega Man right here.
Yeah, I've been thinking that the entire time, but is this still
no?
real world?
I'm pretty sure this is real world. The thing is, of course, that just reminds me of, oh man, the whole Acid Man spikes. Good times, good times. You know what sucks though? The fact that I'm just looking at Clement's. Oh, hi, Samurai Pizza Cats. I'm just looking at Clement's playthrough, and he's just going through stuff like, oh man, wait, no, that makes total sense. Oh man, I'm such an idiot. But I have to realize that was my first playthrough, not being spoiled on like most anything. Secondly, it was especially during like certain stages, like Wily 1, with things just being hard. I still did pretty well, all things considered, for like a first timer. And let's not forget that we did Wily 1 while my battery was about to die, while we were in a car, while in a thunderstorm.
Yeah, that was.
We did the hardest stage we did the hardest. Well, I say we, but it was really me. But yeah, I played the hardest stage in the game while all that was happening. Because I saw a thing where he fought against. Spoiler warning, if this actually still counts. The Yellow Devil, and he just used the Power Gear Chain Blast. I just defeated him in like 5 or 6 hits and didn't take a lick of damage. And he knew the exact pattern on how to avoid the speed gear, which I think should have been obvious to me, but I was panicking.
I mean, basically, I would think that calling that a spoiler is like calling it a spoiler that you're gonna fight the Koopalings in a new Super Mario Bros. Game.
I
Like,
don't think so. The Kubali, that's more of a that became more of a standard. The thing is that saying you're fighting a devil monster is probably not the thing, but saying the yellow devil specifically is coming back. Just like, I think it's a meter
okay,
above.
that makes, yeah. I guess that makes a bit more sense. You know, for a world that's roboticized and all, they seem to have really cared about their underwater ecosystem because there are so many fish, and there's so many dolphins that it's like they've definitely tackled underpopulation.
By the way, I hate that leap of faith there. That is so unfair. But yeah, or this is just Australia where the wildlife is hardy enough anyways.
I can't wait for this to be underwhelming.
I mean, that
Oh,
reminds me, the sunfish, how just like they said that the sunfish is one of the most useless animals ever, but it just keeps living and making the most babies per animal they've ever seen or something like that. Okay,
yeah.
penguin, stop. That thing just destroyed me. That thing just absolutely destroyed me. I couldn't handle it.
Penguin enemies don't play around. And I learned this from Yoshi's Island.
I mean, there's there's another game. Well, the thing is that's coming to my mind is that Penguin Ice Shaver thing, from Mega Man 3. Yeah, it was 3. Um, and the giant weird penguin thing that's a Mega level Digimon, which was weird, but dissonance, that's part of its strength. And the Prinny.
Interesting.
Which, of course, being a this guy fan, it's almost like law that anytime you see somebody call a Prinny a penguin, you have to correct them and say penguin like, or else you're not this guy fan anymore.
What does that remind me of? Something that's generally needing to be corrected a lot, but I don't remember right now, so.
Either way, speaking of that penguin shaver thing, it was in Gemini Man stage, and with this thing with the bubbles, it's actually reminding me a lot of Gemini Man stage. So
How can someone exist in this cyber world? Like, the rushing water in the background is incredibly distracting. But I guess technically no one lives here.
yeah, it's just a world representative that he's like the only technically living being of this. Everybody else is are
Then
just
what's the point?
viruses.
What's the point of the world? Do the worlds exist like this just because then? Are they naturally like this?
Well, no, let's put it this way. It's like how when you make a web page or cyberspace, it's stylized based off the place in the format. In this case, it's just another thing where it's stylized, but it wasn't built for for people like Pulseman to live in or go anywhere. So it just is. It's not. It's unlike Battle Network where because net navis and stuff are commonplace things, and they need a place to actually do what they're doing. They don't have specialized netscapes like they do in Battle Network.
This is just a place that happens to look this way.
Yeah, and in the cyber world, well, Yeah, I think did we go through an in-computer? I think we did. So yeah, this is a cyber world.
Did you think this was the normal? I mean, there aren't that much difference.
But yeah, I was just trying to remember if they did put that we went it through an in-computer.
Yeah.
I've brought up some interesting trivia to get us through this, by the way. List of references to Pulseman in Pokemon. Because, let's see. The computer Pulseman was born on is named the Saint Anne, which is also the Japanese name of the SSN. Ledian bears a very significant resemblance to Pulseman. Remoraid resembles the gunfish enemy that appears in this stage.
I haven't seen it at all.
Then maybe we haven't gotten to it, or maybe we passed it much earlier. Xatu resembles the bird enemy in stage 2, as they both share a near identical color scheme and similar shape. Registeel's design mimics the design for the boss in stage 4. Volt Tackle's Japanese name, Voltecker, comes from Pulseman.
Alright. Oh yeah, I see it. That's pretty much a Volt Tackle. At least in Smash Bros.
Yeah, the final Smash version of Volt Tackle used by Pikachu in Brawl closely resembles Pulseman's Voltecker. Although Team Galactic is not incorrect, a more literal translation of the Japanese name is Galaxy Gang, possibly a reference to the Galaxy Gang in Pulseman. Charon's design may also be based on Dr. Waruyama, the main antagonist of this game. Hariyama's name can be a corruption of Dr. Waruyama's name. Also, hi, Japanese Spider-Man, aka one of the best Spider-Men. Purely for the reason because he has a giant robot. It is... so, I remember the first time I discovered that. It was a trip. But yeah, back to this. Rotom appears to be based on Pulseman. It goes in and machine...
I guess.
And the design and the fact that it goes in and out of machines.
Porygon makes more sense because it actually goes into software, not hardware.
Yeah, well, in this case, I guess if you look at like the color scheme and the helmet, it's more for Rotom. Though Rotom may also be inspired by the unexplained phenomenon of ball lightning. Lisa Hatfield, a character from Pulseman, which I'm guessing is that arbiter that I was talking about that I couldn't find information on, was on the logo art of Pokemon Journal on the Game Freak webpage. The designs for May and her counterparts are possibly based on Lisa Hatfield. Barry's battle music has several notes that resemble a portion of Neo Tokyo's music from Pulseman, as Junichi Masuda also composed for Pulseman. Dialga and Palkia's battle music also has several notes similar to Stage 6's music. And that's it. So that's actually a lot more interesting than I thought. Thought they were just like going to be just like very bare references, like maybe, but these are actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also, it seems that Dr. Wariyama is also doing a commentary on Pulseman.
Yeah, what joke can I make about that?
Come on, I've been doing most of the talking here. It's your turn. Where's your lame joke of the day?
I decided against it.
Oh, what? You suddenly developed principles?
I was going to say something like, let's hope YouTube doesn't mess up his upload, or how much followers does he have, or something, but none of those are interesting.
Hmm. Well, neither is his channel, and that's why he doesn't have a lot of views.
I mean, he has as much views as the people who play Pulseman. So if one person has a video where that Pulseman part gets 100,000 views, his channel is getting 100,000 views.
Is this another algorithm thing that where that's like a joke? Like a joke. Also, Dr. Ariyama, you
No,
don't
I'm saying
always have to be in that pose. Continue what you were saying.
it's based on the fact that we're watching his channel through this channel. So
Oh.
so he gets all the views that we get.
Okay, now that makes more sense. Ow. But yeah, we can only damage this by just sending in a small pulse to bounce this back. Of course, they keep doing it at the wrong timing because the way he usually shoots missiles at the timing that you're supposed to hit it at, so it's kind of tricky.
Yeah.
Either way, you'd think that they wouldn't wait till much later to try and do something where Pulseman is completely underwater, because especially, what was it, stage 4? Stage 4's boss. What was stage 4's boss? I don't remember, but I don't think it was underwater. So he discovers water can really hurt, encumber Pulseman, and he just like waits till now. And actually, now that I think about it, you can play stage 6 before stage 4, but stage 4 is the one that has the cutscene where he realizes that water's a problem. I wonder if they switch the cutscene, depending on if you play stage 6 first. Because I could just go 654 and then whatever he's saying wouldn't make a lick of sense.
Yeah.
Either way, boss is really straightforward, and unfortunately, I have to say that I think the whole, what was it, the transition? No. I think there was like one issue when I was trying to do this, with the whole transitioning thing, but I'm not completely sure. I think I cut it out. But there's this really bad cut of that boss that I did, where there's just like constant issues. Because remember, these transitions that I put to anime are actually to hide the little glitch issues and the other problems.
As long as you mention that out loud. I mean, you already have, so.
Indeed. And also, I don't know if I said this earlier, but after like stage 2, doing these like become practically impossible. Like, I think this is just like the closest to the breather version that they can give you. But even still, it's really hard because once you get down there, you're just like stuck down there. You either need to decide: am I going to stay in Vault Taker mode, or am I going to go out, try and dash, and realign myself in the angles, which is probably going to take even more time if you do it incorrectly.
I saw you working those out in your head while watching that.
Oh, well, good. You've developed psychic powers since the last time I saw you. That's going to be helpful.